So I'm going to make a font for my kid. He sees his mommy doing it all the time, so he wanted to have his own as well. Let me set this up correctly. Make a font. So this will be start to finish. And right now, let's see. See, there's some viewers. I'm first gonna scan his image using an Epson scanner. And I'm scanning it at 1200 dpi. And I'm trying to make this as quick and dirty as possible to show the workflow. So there it is. He made this. He saw mom drew letters and now he wants his own. And I was thinking if I make this digital, he can actually I can actually make like a, I don't know, poster from it or something. Scan that. There we go. I love how kids just set their mind to something. Like, I want my own letters. Okay, I'll make them for you. So what I'm trying to do is get this font up and running within an hour. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but it's the most of the work will be cutting these out. Now we can actually do that quick and dirty, but I would really love to be able to put this type on a colored background, so I don't want any of the white showing. So hey Jessica, I'm happy you're here. You already purchased Fontself. Yeah, I've owned it for years now as well, and I actually love it. There's like this love-hate relationship with it, and the only thing I hate is that I wish it could do everything that Glyphs can do, for example. But let's not forget, this program lets us work right from Photoshop or Illustrator, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. So I'm scanning this at 1200 dpi, which might seem like overkill, but it actually, like, if I want to print it at 300 dpi, this allows me to enlarge it 4 times. So I'm scanning it at 1200 dpi, and that might not even seem like sufficient. It's gonna take roughly another minute. In the meantime, I'll tell you what I'm also using. So already have, if you use an iPad and you already have a way to use Photoshop with the iPad, by all means. I know a lot has changed, but this past year my mom died. I was really like I still had business, so I've been focusing on that more. I wasn't feeling creative at all, so I was in a real creative rut. It's probably obvious if I mean, everyone deals with things differently, and if I would have been producing art, it would have been dark probably. So there's a lot that changed, because I know in the new operating system on Mac you can actually use your iPad as a second screen. Mine cannot, because I actually upgraded this computer, but this is an old model. I think it's a 2012 model, because I got it right before my first son was born. But with the new operating system on Mac, with the new Mac OS, you can actually use your iPad as a second screen, but not if you have an old model like I do. So let's see, I made the scan and I will open it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use Astro Pads, because I know it works, and I think I saved it here. Marley font, yep, open with Photoshop. So to cut out these, let me set up a new font right there. So I'm just gonna cut these out using the lasso tool and Astro Pad, and I'm gonna hook up my iPad just to be sure it doesn't run out of juice. We're on a time limit here. Well, actually I put myself on a time limit. Astro Pad. Then I'm also gonna open a new file. I want it to be big, but I'll first put it on 300 ppi, which is fine, and then I can edit the size later. Let's first see. Look, it looks really good. I'm gonna use the lasso tool and the magnetic lasso tool actually. As you can see, it works really nicely at just cutting out these borders. Not if I say it works nicely, but normally it really snaps really well to the borders. And I want these like little, I don't call them mistakes. My kids don't really make mistakes. They don't care. They don't care if it's not within the lines. And I wish I still had that non-perfectionism, because that would mean I would finish a lot more than I do now. I mean, we can learn a lot from our kids and the way they approach art. They're easily satisfied. So I cut it out. There it is. Look how big it is. That's nice. So this could fill a whole A4 image or paper, which gives me way more than enough space to make like big posters for his room or something, because I'm not sure what he's going to use this for. But he wanted me to make it so he could type with it. So as with my other one, I'm just gonna make this a smart object while I'm at it, so I can actually resize it, because for the font it will not let me see, it needs to be big at all, but later I probably want to work with these a bit. So let's see, there's an A. I made it a smart object, so a bit later. So let's just cut this out. And while I'm at it, hold on. Let me show you how you upload these in Fontself. Like I have the A here, and now let's see if I can move it. Oh wait, I'll just leave it like that actually. I've got the A selected, and this is gonna be my uppercase and my lowercase. One way to do this is just glyph by glyph. So in the white bar over here, you can just type the letter A, create glyph, bam, and there it is. You see? I'm pretty sure I can enlarge this as well, but where? Not sure. Maybe this is just, I can show it like this. You can just move it around. You can change the spacing here. By default it's set at like 50 on the left, 50 on the right. For now it's fine. I probably use the autokern on this as well, because it's pretty cool. Okay, bravo. So later on I can make it all caps now, and then, you know, just make it like the lower caps later. So I need these. So I'm just gonna cut all of this out. I want that little extra there. You see, right now it's not really accurate with the magnetic lasso tool, but usually it's really good at picking up the borders. And there's ways to remove the background in Photoshop, but at this high resolution I found it leaves a lot of smudging, and that might just be my my terrible Photoshop skills. I don't know. If you're really good at just cutting out a background all at once, that probably saves you a lot of time, but I found for my illustrations it usually picks up it still picks up a lot of my textures. And I'm sorry that maybe because I use the high DPI setting, I don't know. Probably with contrast and stuff you can actually delete it, but to get it as good as possible, I still wanted to work on a dark background as well. Oops, no, I probably need the regular tool for that. Okay. I'll just use the quick. For those of you who are just watching with my other video, I didn't get the clone stamp tool to work. It was really frustrating me. but it was actually me. Of course it was me. I had the opacity of the clone stamp tool set to like 1. So yeah. So here's another smart object. I did that with a quick action. All right, now let me see if I can make this quicker. Lasso. So there. So if you already have some characters that you have ready cut out in, and you have them in Photoshop, you can just open your Fontself extension, add them in there, and but the nice thing is if you have A to Z and you line them up, and I can show you that later, the nice thing about that would be that you can just add them all at once. A, B. So there we go. I'll try to make them as big as, or just roughly. Let's see, you can also batch upload them. So window, where is it? It's somewhere here. I hit it. So let me remove this one right now. And let's see how it does the batch upload. So I've selected all 3 layers there. See? So that's the A, B, C. And I'm just going to select them with batch upload, and it will probably, you see, it just recognizes them as A, B, C, which is pretty cool. You can also all line them up like A to Z and then click the A to Z button. See? So I think that's pretty neat. Now let's try the live preview. Let's put this to 300. I hope you can see it then. There, A, B, C. There you go. Just works. So how cool is that? My kid will be delighted that he can type with these rainbow glyphs that he made, which is pretty cool. I'm proud, but I'm always proud. So, excuse me. I really wanted it to be quicker than this, but I always underestimate the time it takes to do some stuff that you regularly do. But it's fun to do this. I love the texture of this marker. It's probably just like cheap markers I purchased for them. I mean, they are pretty ruthless with markers. They really have a way to mishandle them. Usually they're left without their case or lid. How do you call that? I don't even know how you call that for a marker. So still, again, I'm making this a smart object. You can do that in the layer section as well. Convert to smart object. That way you can actually make it smaller and make it bigger again when you need that. Since it's a font, we don't want to. I love how he mixes up capitals with regular glyphs actually. Okay. They're a little bit less. This is what I asked for. I will just put my keyboard like right below my iPad, and I can use this as a mouse. It works like a charm. So from the before it arrived, and to be honest, I think I set it up once, but that was probably right before my mom passed away, and didn't really get to playing much with that. I mean, I kind of like this, and every now and then my astropad will be slow. What you can do to overcome that is just hook it up, hook your iPad up to the machine, to your computer, so it will be wired and it will be quicker. Okay, smart objects, put it there. One thing I still cannot get used to is Photoshop is now proportionally scaling. Before you had to press the shift button to you know, Jessica, about that everything taking more time. I read that people, creative people and people with ADHD are really prone to underestimating time it takes to do stuff. So I'm not sure. I do recognize a lot of ADHD stuff, but then again, I don't self-diagnose. I think it's just the creative stuff. Like, you have so many ideas and yeah, I don't know. You just feel like you can do it all, but you can't. There you go. That's good. I love, yeah, the texture is pretty awesome. There we go. That is cool. He will love this. If I get a chance, I should have him come in here later. Let's see what he thinks. Actually, he made this when I was working on this font early this year, when I picked it back up. And he was drawing in the room next to me. I think he might be sick in January. He was probably just getting better. I don't think his brothers were around, and I was actually getting some work done, so that's why I think his brothers were not around. And he was drawing this. Oh yeah, Jessica, you're right. It's crazy. I log my time for tax purposes, actually. I'm not sure if the watercolor font I was working on will ever be profitable even. That was crazy, and it makes sense, and I'm still learning with that one, because it's I made this OpenType SVG font with my existing watercolor glyphs that I had first. And that was a breeze. That was just like this, except I didn't have to cut anything out anymore. But yeah, if you do all the diacritics and stuff, it's crazy. And I've been demotivated to finish that one so many times. But every time I look at it, I think it looks so pretty. So then I try to finish it again. And I'm really determined to finish it now, of course. But I really wanted to finish that one when it was still new. Yeah, you know how that is. A trend is coming up, you see it, you spot it, you want to be right on top of it. And that's what happened with that watercolor SVG font. And then life happened. And that's the thing, I'm already stressing about the whole launching side of it. Like, then it's done. What's next? Like, you have to basically brand it. Like, you have to make all the preview images for said product, and it has to convey your idea of what that whole. Some designers probably have that before they even start something, but I figure it out as I go. And I think with that watercolor font, it's really flowy, so I might and it's really romantic even, so I might probably use it for like wedding stuff, and make some previews with maybe a wedding card, maybe save the date, but also I think it would look really cool as a general display font, and like with big letters, put seal on some, and there's some very trendy businesses out there that use fonts like that. And I want to appeal to them too. So making those previews, I find a challenge because you don't you're still, well, I'm still exploring all the possibilities. I had fonts where I wasn't really exploring them afterwards, but during. But the preview images are gonna make or break your product, literally. And by the time I get to them, sometimes I'm actually, I don't know how you feel about that, Jessica, but sometimes I get to my previews, and that's actually, I'm almost already just, how do you call that, burned out with the project itself. It's not that I don't like it anymore, but I'm just really, really ready to finish it. Oh yeah, I'm glad you're feeling that too. Like, I know there's designers that actually love the preview phase where they actually see their products come to life. But the thing for me is I'm mostly making products for designers to use. After I finish the project, it's like their job to do something with it. But in the preview images, you really have to show them what they can do with it. So you have to step into those designer shoes that are like your customer shoes, because your customer will probably be that designer that sees a use for your font. But you have to realize that designer is probably going to be inspired by your preview images and think, oh wow, like that's exactly what I was looking for in my client's work or project. And let me first put that J there. So yeah, it's I just, if I could pay someone to do my preview images for me, like a designer that really has a feel for that and has the same or maybe even a better feeling for my style than I do, then I would really appreciate that. Like some designers I really admire for their consistent style across their shop and products and everything. I don't see that for myself. Yeah, exhausting and tedious. Yeah, well, the thing is, if I am at the end of a project, I'm like exhausted already. Okay, so I did something there. Well, that's a bummer. I actually didn't make this a smart object. Yeah. Let's see if I can still fix that. So I don't want to cut out the other J again. Yep, oh, there it is. Good. J. Yep. We're already almost halfway, aren't we? No, we're not. It's supposed to be. I don't know how long we've taken. Yeah, let's see how he made this J. Slightly bigger than the other one. Yeah. Let's make this a smart object. Resize. I love this. I think it's so cool that, like my kids don't have a clue what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, mommy works at home, but I teach aviation every now and then. So I'm also a teacher. And then, yeah, they see me on the computer, and like it's not tangible for them. Like like dad is a pilot, mommy used to be a pilot. That's something they can understand. But the fact that I'm at home but I'm also working is rather confusing, I think. And then one day, oh no, okay, let's do that again. One day he sees me like cutting out, or no, actually he saw me painting those letters, and he actually sat down to just ask me about it. So I said, well, I'm gonna paint these and scan them, and that's gonna put them on a computer. And it was, I think, right after I scanned some of their drawings for their grandparents. So he got the concept of having physically made and making it digital, just like a picture, you know. He said, and what are you gonna do with that then? I said, well, I'm gonna make it so that people can type with it. Just and he gets that concept too, because I actually purchased the typewriter and he now knows how to type on the computer as well. I mean, it's a big change that he now actually knows how to write starting this year. And then, yeah, something clicked and he thought, so if I make an alphabet, can I type with it? Can I use it on a computer? And I said, yeah, sure you can. And I think I actually just nodded him into the direction when he was actually drawing letters, and I said, okay, that looks really interesting. If you're gonna finish that, mommy will make it into a computer alphabet for you. Oh, I did it again, didn't I? Let's see. Smart object first. I really want to use these later for that poster thing I was thinking about. I really want to make it I don't know, like A is for, I don't, yeah. I think he will like that. And it's not really hard to find a print on demand service lately, so it's a lot of, that's actually good. If you still want to print something, and there's so many sales right now. I think it's like COVID induced. Every time I've been buying more, which is actually interesting. I read something yesterday about hoarding actually. It was a psychological part, scientific, about that it's common for our brains. Oh, gross. I'm messing this up. Okay, yeah, I didn't want that. That it's common in times of distress to start hoarding. It's what we do. It's evolutionary. That's something our brain tells us. Shame others for hoarding. Actually, we've been hoarding, but maybe I did change our purchase. So when the stores ran out, I decided it would be good to purchase some more stuff that could be served for long. Snacks. Why not take some nuts? Because nuts can, you know, stay around longer. A lot of toilet paper, but pretty hoarded that. Going with this, I really have no clue. Let me see. Oh yeah, about shopping. So what apparently, and I've seen that with a lot of people actually online, Reddit. I love that. Is it trying to exciting to Reddit? I think it, and a lot of, like, I don't know why, but I keep it off, and usually that have low mental stress will start. So you probably know the feeling when you might go shopping. It's actually a really common thing, and that's probably something that is really common because people that are under stress, we are programmed, our brain tells us that we should buy stuff, which is kind of hard when your mental health is suffering because of your lower income, because I see the economy is suffering right now. But yeah, anyway, I think web shops are doing really with people. We've been purchasing quite a lot of stuff online, and not stuff we really needed, like toilet paper. We already had toilet paper, not just the groceries, but really the I don't even know how long I've been working on this, by the way. No, but I've been redecorating a bit. We purchased some secondhand chairs on our Dutch kind of Craigslist, eBay kind of thing. No, it's not eBay, but so it's just like a marketplace for people around you that are selling stuff. But other stuff that we actually needed but never got around to buying. And so reading that scientific article about people actually being programmed to hoard or buy stuff in times of distress made me wonder if I was feeling distressed. I don't really notice it, but of course I'm worried. I'm worried way more than I was 2 months ago. I mean, we're in the middle of this whole virus thing. It's worrisome, isn't it? Okay. Oh, smart object skill. Am I gonna make this within an hour? I'm not sure. I hope I am. Let's see. I can't tell how long this has been running for. Okay. But close to the end now. We're over halfway. And it may seem tedious to, trace all these with the magnetic lasso tool. But trust me, I don't know if you know any of my work, I do a lot of watercolor. And you really want some of the edges, and it's really hard to just use a background removal brush or any of the actions that are out there that you can buy to remove the background. It's really hard to do so simply because a lot of them will also remove some of the more transparent details of the watercolor, and then others will leave too much white around it, so it will not work good on a slightly darker background. So it's a pain in the butt, especially when doing illustration work and you need a really clean background, and if you're doing pattern work with it, you want to change the background to a darker color. Yeah, time is an illusion. Yeah, I know. It's like sometimes I don't even know which day it is anymore. But the thing is, my husband is pilot, and so it's really sad. We are worried because of the whole impact on flight business. Oh, I did it again. See, because the aviation industry is gonna be hit hard, really hard. But now he's at home. He's not working. There's just less than 10% of flights are still being continued. So he's actually teaching our children. We get this homeschooling program kind of from their school, and they're good kids. I mean, they really strive to be good, and the oldest one is actually in the third. No, I don't know. It's not third grade. That's different. We have a different system. He's 7 years old, so he just learns to read and write and stuff like that. And they have a full day program, but he just finishes it early in the morning, or before the afternoon. So he gets the rest of his day off. I mean, he's really good with that. Really knows how to set his priorities, and I'm totally fine with that. If he's gonna work that hard to be the rest of the day off, I mean, good for him. I mean, he did all the stuff he had to do. So it's the youngest ones that are being hard. Let's see. Yeah, and that's what that's what my man is figuring out right now. Is and I mean, I've only homeschooled the kids 2 days, but I know he finds the hardest is that it's everything is revolving around the kids now. And then you still have the housework as well. It's nearly impossible, to get anything done with the kids alone. I remember I always told him that I found it really rough um, to spend the weekends with the kids because I would not get any housework done. And then, yeah, like you said, just getting the housework done is already is hard. And if you have to work from home, it's hard to motivate yourself. So all those things combined, you have the housework. Working at home is just hard. It's just not easy. You have to motivate yourself. And I don't know how you do it, Jessica, but I really try to get dressed. That it sounds ridiculous, but if I am home and my man is home, he takes care of the kids. He brings them to school so I can go to work earlier because I have to meet a certain amount of hours each year for the taxes. So yeah, everything helps. But what helps me the most is getting dressed, actually doing that. So the kids are away, he's taking the kids to school, and I'm getting dressed. Oh, you see, the perfectionist in me wanted my kids to make this black as well. But he couldn't find his black marker anymore because he probably left it somewhere. And he continued with red. And the thing is, it's probably pretty cool as well if you mix up those letters or these glyphs. Yeah, make the bed. Yeah, I love Elizabeth Gilbert actually. Oh, haven't seen a lot from her lately. Been shying away a bit from social media and stuff, but just getting back into it. But yeah, make the bed, which is interesting as well. Yeah, I read too much, but I would always open the bed and my man would always close it, which I like a lot more. But I read somewhere that you have to leave your bed open, then air your room, like put all the windows open, so your bed doesn't get moist. I know a lot of people hate that word, moist. And hey babe, good morning. Yeah, drink coffee. That's one thing. Brad Paw in chat is actually my man. He knows me really damn well. That's the first thing I do is I drink coffee. I wake up, I drink coffee. I used to be a total coffee addict, and I probably still am. But I managed to cut it down a lot. Yeah, so the windows open in the morning, but really important, instead of making your bed, but like closing it, which my man always used to do, I told him like, yeah, I read somewhere that you have to leave it open, but it doesn't look as nice, does it? Like, it's really, I don't know, like I just bought this whole new bed set with the most beautiful roses on it and everything, and then you have to open it. I mean, I hate that. But yeah, at least leave it open for like 10 minutes and then with the windows open so it can all air through, and then you close it afterwards. And I think making the bed, I think there's even a book called Make Your Bed or something like that. I don't know. I think it is. And it generally happy people make their bed. And if you go to your bed in the evening and it's made, yeah, I can imagine being happier because of that. Like right now I don't go. I will click that link later. I don't even know if I follow Elizabeth Gilbert on Instagram. I think I've always followed her on Facebook, but you know what's funny? I don't know how old you are, Jessica, but I don't watch a lot of Facebook. The only reason I'm still on Facebook is because of my Facebook groups, which I love, but that's it. And I follow Tova Lee. Yeah, Big Magic is good. But I follow Tova Lee. I don't know if you know Tova Lee. She's from the UK. Well, she's actually from the States, but she moved to the UK. She is hilarious. and I purchased the book from her. Yeah, the book is called Eft, but not Eft. It's F star swear word at 40. Let me. It's funny. She is funny. She will walk around in her mom wear, like her mom underwear. She's given her husband a hard time, like in a nice way. No, I mean I don't really like when women make out their men to be like their slave, but I feel like they have a healthy relationship, and she's just honest about it. She got into like her midlife crisis, like where her husband just wanted to watch telly and eat snacks, and she felt like I want to go out, I want to party hardy, and what's his thing, and I'm a mom now, and yeah, she's funny. And why I said that was because she's like the only person I actually really still follow on Facebook. She is hilarious. Like her stories, they make me pee my pants sometimes. No, they don't. But yeah, it's hilarious. She's just it's so freeing. It's pretty great. There we go. And it was very relatable. I mean, I don't know if it's for you, but I don't think you have children. But it's not just the children part. It's just like, the whole feelings part. Like I'm nearing 40. And it's sometimes 30 was a big deal, but I already feel like I'm 40. I'm old. That's how I feel. I'm not, but compared to like sometimes I feel like I want to go out dancing, and then when I'm out dancing, I feel old. Like I see people around me, and I thought, where did time go? And I know exactly where time went. I mean, I have 3 men running around, but I don't feel old. I don't feel like I look that old. But to other people, I will probably. But and not that I don't. I mean, we all age, but it's like coming to terms with it. Like, okay, the thing is, my definition of old just changed because I look older than 20, I look older than 30, absolutely sure, but I don't think 40 is old anymore. And that used to be ancient, It's, and oh, what did I do? Okay, that's nice. Yeah, no, I didn't want, oh, okay, now everything changed color. And what? Which button was that? View. Alright, I set it to light mode. But, no, it's fine. But, I don't know what shortcut I hit because I never put on light mode. Okay, Jessica, tell me, what is the shortcut that involves F2 probably? That gives me light mode. You're my Photoshop guru. Well, I'm okay with this, but okay. Almost done here. You have no idea. All is lost now. If you don't know it, no one will. Not even Adobe. Do you say Adobe or Adobe? Adobe sounds like a dog. Adobe. But I always say Adobe. 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 Yeah? Okay, good. Oops. I'm so close to the end of this. I can smell it. Time goes by so much quicker when you're like working together. I don't know if you're... See, he's French, yeah. But my boyfriend says Adobe. Yeah, I can understand. Adobe, yeah. I have that with some words like Nike. Nike. I always thought it was Nike, but now I feel like it's Nike. I think someone pointed me to that a while ago. And that's hard because for me, for as long as I can remember, it's been Nike. Now it's Nike. But yeah. Well, he got a floppy here, little man, or maybe he started making them smaller, so it was harder to draw between those lines. He still didn't give any. He just finished it. I don't know if I shared it once on Instagram. I still have the drawing. Yeah, it is Nike, I know. I still have that drawing somewhere about my kid. Like I remember struggling with my whole creative stuff. I just didn't have any inspiration and like nothing. And he came with me in my office, and he started drawing. And I said, what are you gonna draw? A rainbow, he said. It's probably the first rainbow he ever drew in his life, and he just drew a rainbow. And he was proud of it. I mean, like, he thought, I'm gonna draw a rainbow. He didn't overthink it. He just started. He just put his pen or paint. It was paint. It was watercolor paint, actually, which was even harder because it was the cheap kit watercolor paint that hardly have any color. Everything looks brown eventually, like muddy. He would just start the drawing. I want that yellow part there. He just started painting it. That's actually, oh, gross. That was one. That's actually my motto now. I've got it on my screen on my desktop. It says start somewhere. Like whenever I have a project, I just start instead of overthinking it. Like I used to map out the whole plan before even starting it sometimes, but yeah, I noticed with everything I wrote down for a project, even if it was an illustration project, trying to think of all the things that I needed in there, the fact that I would first like write them down and then start drawing each part of that, like say kitchen utensils. I know that was a big project I started and I trashed it eventually, simply because I overdid it. Like I should have started it way sooner. I should have just not written it down, just started sketching. But by having a full list of utensils I needed, I started working at them straight away, like making them serious or like nearly end products, which really was a mistake that I mean I learned from. But like that first phase, if it comes to illustrating, I think like the sketching part is really important. Of course you can brainstorm, but for me it didn't work. Like I just need to start sketching, and during that sketching I will try to sketch similar items or different items in different styles, and then interesting things happen. But if you first, I think in Photoshop, like there's you probably know that, Jessica, when you have a certain effect you want to have or achieve, you can probably just start and test. But with illustrating, like a lot of the times your illustration style has to change a little for the project you're gonna work on. If it's kitchen utensils, you can make it really static or vector based, or if you want it to be an illustration, you might want it a bit rough because some of it may have metal texture, and you might even achieve that with some pencil stripes on it. Oh no, wait, smart object first. All right, might not be an hour, but I'm definitely close to it. think I started roughly an hour ago. So I've got all of these drawn out. So what I'm gonna do is rename them, all of them. See, I don't know if it's needed, but I will for my own sanity, and put them in order. Delta, Echo, Foxtrot. Might do it like this. Yep, Golf. Hotel. I think most of them are. I might put them in vertically. Okay. Yeah, it's slow. Oh, come on. I think there was an easier way to do this, but I can't find it, or can think of it now. I think it was, nope. And I do want to have these all roughly the same size, so I will make guidelines for these in a bit, and then work with that. Just to show you that I will use those guidelines. See, this is not these are parts you would, you know, skip over in a tutorial video, but if I do it numbers them may also have a letter setting. If I do I don't know what that symbol is. You put there, I see a percentage sign. Is that like, not sure what that is. I think I had an add-on that let me tab through and rename all the layers. I have a lot of layer actions actually as well. Here, see, that's the X, Y, Z, there it is. Now we're good. W, X, Y, and Z. Actions are live, I know. They are. Let me see. I want 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it to be 4 times as wide. So I'll change the canvas size to 80. I'll do that for now. And then, oops, that way. And it's not really like that, but oops, stop. Just dragging out some guides here. Trying to fit them in there. See, I make it smaller as I go. And we don't want that. Change the canvas size again. That one to, I don't know, 10. Okay. Oh, cancel. 10. Okay. Yep, go. Alright, just some fine tuning here. And then I'll show you the batch upload. I think it doesn't really matter how many pixels you make these like in height. Could be wrong, but I think if you batch upload it, it will be adjusted to be roughly a regular font size in Fontself, which is very nice. Let's give it some space here. So, like that. This was a really fun project, actually. It was, no, sometimes you need something quick and dirty. That goes for many things, actually. But it really gives you a break from whatever you may be working on. That's why I love my sketchbook, actually. Just creating something for yourself is so important. You're not a product, you know, you're not everything monetized. And I love this. It's so fun. There was this website called Mr. Clipping. I used to use that for cutting out my my watercolor illustrations. They used to clip everything. They made I actually paid them for many projects, and then I would be fixing it still afterwards. That was before I found the right settings for the magnetic lasso tool. There we go. Alright, let's select all of these. Let me delete these. Yep, delete it. Delete it. Delete it. Now I'll just, I've already selected them all. You can actually, like it says, drag and drop them in there, or you can hit A to Z, which I'm gonna do. And it's just importing all 26 of them. There it goes. Yep, rendering. Alrighty, give me a warning. Let's see what the warning is. Your font has one potential issue. Issue one glyph descends too low. Okay. Check the J. Alright. Let's see. I can see what they mean. Like it by default it will put like roughly 1,000 pixel for your combined font, which is actually a good size. But I think I can fix this. I can get away with making it slightly larger for now. So I'll make the entire font a little bit lower. The warning will be gone. Then this is actually a font now. You can use it. Jessica, hold on. I need to, because I only put in the caps right now. Look how cool that is. That is pretty awesome. Yes. So what we can do now is we can auto kern it. Let's see. I don't think this font needs any. Look at that. It's made to be like this. Yeah, it doesn't need a lot. But what we can do now is we can actually go to the font infos. I will call it My Awesome Son. And the style is, well, regular. My designer is, and visit him. He doesn't have a website. I'm manufactured by ML. I'm distributed on, not licensed as, which is cool because you can make it a Creative Commons license or whatever. Depends on what you want. More about me. I'm a kid and a pretty cool one. Here's the demo text. The quick font tool jumps over the lazy designer. I'm copyrighted. I'm trademarked. Okay. My awesome son. Okay. Home. This is, so this, you will have to think this through. There's one thing that I hate about Fontself for now is that it will update each version every time you save it. So your font will be a version X. At first 1.0, and then it will start adding numbers to it each time you save it. Yeah, I don't know way around it yet, but let's get to the good part. Let's save it. Save. My awesome son, OTF. I'll save it on the desktop. Save. There we go. Yep, it's saved. Now let's see if I start a new file. I'll just make it A4 and I'll start typing. Hello world. I hope it's already in here. There we go. I should actually make it all caps. Not pretty with my font, but and a little bit. My awesome. It's not there yet. What is this? Hold on. Oh, I didn't install it. I just exported it. Hold on. Stupid. There. So this is pretty cool. You can see it. Oh, there we go. You can see it here. It's just gonna install like any other font. It's now officially uploaded. And now it should be here. My, yep, there it is. There we go. All the glyphs are there. And we just made a font. Haha. How cool is this? This is working. Right. Let me see if I can get my kid. I'll try to keep him off camera for privacy's sake. But I will bring him in here and ask him if he wants to type something. Hold on. He won't. Je moet alleen proberen rustig gaan zitten, niet de camera omver te gooien, want er zijn mensen aan het kijken. Wacht. Je mag wat typen.
Oh, wat?
Op mijn keyboard, ga maar zitten. En dan moet je zeggen, ga maar wat typen. Ga maar daar iets typen wat je wil. Op het keyboard. Kijk maar niks of zo.
Oké.
Kijk eens op het scherm.
E?
Ja?
Daar is de E nou ook alweer.
Daar.
I. X.
Hé, wat vind je ervan?
Ja.
Dat zijn jouw letters.
Ja, is leuk. Nu ga ik het weg doen en mogen Floris en nou
Nee. Floris, laatst mogen nu nog even niet, maar later wel, oké?
En mag ik dan ook Floris schrijven?
Ja, doe maar. He's asking if he can write his brother's name as well.
Waar is de Ben O?
Ja.
I. S. Ja. Dat is ook alweer.
Ja.
Hé, ik wist helemaal niet meer dat ik dus had gemaakt.
Je hebt alles gemaakt, schat. Hij is helemaal vet.
En ook nog Laurens.
Ja, oké.
Laurens zou het ook
Nou,
willen.
nee, dus even kijken.
Wat? Cool is dat.
Super cool, hè? Dat zijn andere kleurtjes. High five. Dankjewel, man.
Wil je iets in een filmpje doen?
Ja, die staan op een filmpje. Iedereen zit meekijken. He's asking me if I want to make a video of it. But already doing that. So, that was it. That was making a font from A to Z. Literally. from my kid's drawing, and I really hope like that you figured out that this is like a very easy program to work it with. It's like just, you know, if you it's scan and clean. um yeah, I'm so happy I inspired you, Jessica. You already have the software laying around. So I'm not sure who is watching. Like, I don't know who. I've seen Lurks before and Commander Root, but I don't know if I know you from Instagram or somewhere else. If you are a designer as well and you want to use the Fontself software, which is available for Photoshop and Illustrator. The Illustrator one, of course, is very cool as well because that's vector based. So that will actually be less limiting regarding pixels, because this SVG OpenType font is actually basically limited to 1000 pixels. If you still want to purchase Fontself, you can actually get a discount code. I just checked it. It's still working. It's on my website. I should have prepared for that. Hold on, let me find it. I will just share the link. It is an affiliate link, very important, but it's not gonna cost you anything. It's just that in case you want to purchase it, if you haven't purchased it yet, I think they give you a discount and they might credit me with, like, I think I get $5 or something every time someone purchases it through my so every now and then I get a message I've been credited by them, which is pretty cool because it's been a while since I posted it. Let me find it. It's on manonleft.com, but here, I found it. If only I could find the link itself now. Okay, I give up. Here's the blog post. It's from 2017 actually. It does contain a link in there somewhere. Pretty sure about that. So just in case you want to purchase it, there's. I'm just typing this out. Federal, no referral. I'm doing this on my phone, so I'm a bit overwhelmed. Can't find it. So I think that was nearly an hour for just the making of the font and then some chatter. It's nearly dinner time here, so I'm gonna go and have some food. Oh, thank you. You're awesome. Thanks, Jessica. It was fun. I really enjoyed having you around as well, Jessica, and I hope you got some work done maybe in the meantime as well. I don't know. I really feel like I hope this is like motivating indeed to do something, but also easy enough to work alongside with. Like, I enjoy watching streams that I can just, you know. So I think a part of me really feels like, yeah, people don't want to see this while I tediously like cut out all the glyphs. But on the other hand, that gives you time to just work on your own stuff, and that makes a live stream sometimes easier to watch for me, is what I, found. Thanks for watching anyway. Yeah, enjoy the sun, catch some vitamin sun, and see you around. That's it. Go make some fonts. Right, bye, next time.